All right, question 11, another graph question. So, which uses graph information to illustrate the claim? This is about economic policy uncertainty in the UK. And I see from the graph, this is uncertainty, so that would be less certain, and this would be more certain, it sounds like. I see from 2005, 2010 is the range, and I see three different types of policy: tax and trade, tax and public spending, trade, and general economic policy. Cool. What can I tell from the graph? Now, here's you saw me look at the title. You saw me look at the x and the y-axis, and also the index at the bottom. What I'm trying to put together, you could write this down, is I'm trying to get the story. What is the story of the graph? That's really what you're looking for. And I don't see much of a story. I can tell generally things maybe seem, I can't say that it seems higher at the ends because there's only one that's higher at the end, one of those types of policy, and they're both different types of policy. So I'm not really seeing much of a trend. And I think that might be important too, because maybe that's related to the answer. But anyway, the key point is always try to find the story of the graph before you jump into the questions, or even jump into the passage, which we're going to do right now. So the passage is saying higher levels of public uncertainty about which policies the country should adopt can make planning difficult for businesses. But measures of that uncertainty have not tended to be detailed. Okay, we haven't had detailed measurements of that uncertainty. That's kind of the key point here. However, so going from negative to positive, I assume, economist Sandile Latchueo analyzed trends in news reports to find measures not only for general economic policy, but also for some other uncertainty related to specific areas, such as tax or trade policy. So they've had some clarity, it sounds like. One revelation, something that's been revealed, revelation is the noun form of reveal. One revelation of Latchueo's work is that a general measure may not, this is the claim, the general measure may not fully reflect uncertainty about other areas of policy. Okay, this makes sense to me now. We weren't able to really determine a trend, and that's basically what they're saying here. General policy, general economic policy, which is this category here, the dark one that I'm now painting yellow because black and yellow seems to be nice together. That doesn't reflect uncertainty in other areas, such as the other two bars. You can see it goes up and down kind of randomly. They don't seem to match up. And that's the truth. That's the case in the UK. In the UK, the general economic policy uncertainty blank. So we need a rough answer. I guess we just have to find where it's not. We need something where it's kind of not linked together, where it's not connected, where it doesn't match up. Let's just jump into the choices. So the general policy aligned closely with uncertainty about tax and public spending in 2005. Let's find that. Let me erase this to make it clear for you. By the way, I know that you can't mark up your computer during the test. I'm doing this for you just so you can kind of see clearly, but you'll have to get used to being able to do this just with your eyes, or maybe just with your mouse in your cursor going through the text. So in 2005, the general economic policy did seem to align closely with the other policies of tax and spending. That's very, very true from the graph. You can see that. But it differed from that uncertainty by a large amount in 2009. I mean, that would support. That would support. Is it true? Let's see if it's true. 2009 right here differed by a large amount. It doesn't differ by a large amount. It's also quite similar. Therefore, that part is wrong. Differed by a large amount is wrong. A is gone. B, it was substantially lower than uncertainty every year. Let's check that. Is this lower than this? It is. Is this? No, it's not. Kill it. 2006, not true. Did it reach the highest level in the range in the same year? Well, what's the highest level for general economic? That would be 2010. In 2010, it reached its highest level. In the same year, that uncertainty of trade, policy, and tax and public spending, that would be this one, reached its lowest. Nope, not the lowest. That's the highest too. Goodbye, C. So close our eyes, pick D. D, it was substantially lower than uncertainty about trade policy in 2005. Let's have a look. Uncertainty, trade policy. Yeah, trade, yes, definitely. Much lower in 2005, and it should be the opposite because it doesn't have a general connection in 2010, so it's higher. That makes sense. Higher in 2010, absolutely also true. It's much higher in 2010. Final answer is D. And just to be clear, we're not just matching the graph, guys. We're also making sure that we're supporting the claim here. The claim is it doesn't reflect uncertainty. The general measure does not match up. So you want to find something that's factually true from the graph, but also, even more importantly, that supports the main sentiment, the main point in the graph or in the passage. Final answer is D.